Okay, here I am in my bedsit. This is my humble abode, and just thought I'd show you how I wrote Without Love. There's no easy way to remember how you wrote a song, as when you write it, it almost feels like you've done it in a trance. But I set myself the challenge of just staying on G, and my inspiration was, tonight you're mine completely. Do, 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 do. Will you still love me tomorrow? Is it by the Shirelles? I'm not sure. Anyway, so I started going along with, tonight you're mine completely. So then I tried to base my own melody and stay on the G chord. And then it naturally felt like it should go to, and then it just feels like it wants to change into the minor, and then repeat it again to build up a bit of suspense, and then it needed a little bridge before the chorus. There are thousands and thousands of people who have something truly to be said about, but when I think of her, I know what it is. And then I knew that something big had to happen. I knew that a lovely chunky chord is the C, but with the G. And my logic behind it was, on the verse, you've got this dancing melody of do da ba dee ba da do, and so on the chorus I needed a change, a vibe. I needed to go from the dance hall kind of ballroom, and I didn't need to, but I wanted to take it to that big Neil Young kind of chorus, those country harmonies all glued together with something uplifting and big. So I needed a contrast from the verse, from the dancing be-da-da-da-da-da-da, into a big uplifting something. So I knew that it couldn't be a complicated melody. It had to be something that lifts and holds. And if it lifts and holds a long note, then the other harmonies can glue to it, and it will just sound euphoric and stuff. So I was like, and don't tell me why, don't ask me why, but I just sang Without Love. Without love, you got nothing at all. And that's all I did. And the classic thing to do after you've been playing major for a while is to fall into a minor. It's always a perfect contrast. I can't call myself a man. E minor always works well after B minor, so that was obvious. So the chorus kind of has a cadence much the same as the verse does, and then we're back into the little dance bit. And so I'd written the verses and I'd written the choruses, and I thought, it's quite a nice song, but it's missing something. It's boring me. It was boring me. So I had to work out some kind of instrumental part, some kind of dance, you know. So it's like, what can happen here? It's like, I'll get rid of the Shirelles and I'll make it spikier, like, so that the melody has a better contrast. La da 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 da, ja ja. That way you've got much more of a dance going on. So I started doing it. I recorded that over and over again, and I got out my clarinet and my saxophones, and I started getting a walk, a tango kind of rhythm, like And I knew that there had to be a harmony glued onto that walking rhythm, and then I could get a, what was it? So that's going underneath. So you've got this nice glue going along the bottom, so that's a nice little contrast. And then I needed something to spice it up. I needed to put a bit of chili in it because it wasn't spicy enough. So I started listening to salsa kind of music, and I wanted that fiesta kind of fanfare kind of sound. And I got this. And obviously I've got other instruments doing that. I've got a mandolin doing that. I've got a trumpet doing it, and two clarinets in duo doing that. So I've got the why do I feel so sad? That just seemed like an obvious opening lyric. And the way the lyrics came about, I'd written all of the kind of song, and then I started thinking lyrically about it all. And I was going through a time when everything was fine. Everything was just fine. Yet I was really not fine with everything. Like, I'd got everything. I'd got the record deal, was playing lots of gigs, living the dream, being paid to play music, writing songs left, right and centre, and, inspiration wasn't dry. And I felt this huge void within my soul that I felt disgusted with. And I thought, what is it? What is bugging me so much? And every day I would be in a rage of what was bugging me. And I realised that it's everything. Everything was bugging me. For instance, it's the whole individualism of society. Like, we've gained our independence but lost community. So I'd go to the supermarket and I wouldn't see a single... I wouldn't speak to a single human being. I'd put my food through the bleeper, and the machine would tell me to have a nice day, and I wouldn't speak to a single person. And I'd go to I'd go to a nightclub, and I'd be scratching my head wondering, where has all the humanity gone? And everywhere I looked, all these corporations, all these soulless, this soulless way of living, and that there didn't seem to be any community anymore. And I just thought, even with technology, everything that works really well, what's the point? It's not making me feel better. If anything, it's making me feel like I have nothing. And so I figured, what is it? It's the love. You go to a butcher's, that man loves his job. He loves and has a passion for the meat that he cuts and everything. He has a love for that. So when you as a customer come in and talk to him, there's this rapport that you have with each other, and that's love. And you go to a local pub and the music isn't so loud that you can't even speak. You're speaking to the landlord, or you're speaking to some other person that's by themselves at the bar or something. Suddenly that's a piece of love. And then before you know it, you're sowing all kinds of different seeds of love, and you realise that without all of that interaction, that there really is nothing at all. And I related this to the only girl I ever really fell in love with, and after her, it just kind of seemed that everything was a little bit dull, like there was nothing, as much as I had everything. without her it was bland. So anyway, that was lyrically what it was about. And then to get the vibe of the song, I just needed an extra flavour. I was listening to that Beatles song, there are places I remember all my life, and some remain in my life, I think it's called. And it's got this drum beat that's like, and it's just got this like kind of rhythm that is jolted and kind of makes you want to jolt your arms. And I wanted this. I wanted that boom, boom, and so I needed that flavour to give it that salsa. And then it just needed one more thing to give it that 50s flavoursome ballroom dance hall effect, and it was the piano. It had to be the piano, and it had to do this riff. What do we start on? It's really out of tune, this piano, but like. And then suddenly we've got the whole dance hall effect. And put that all together and record it all, and there you have it. You have the song Without Love.